I'm here to make an announcement that's probably been made many times before. I mean, after all, I'm as unique and special as you and your significant other's 3-month relationship. Not very. All TikTok chefs are the same in my opinion. I know TikTok is extremely low-hanging fruit to grab on at this point in 2021, but I really couldn't help myself. I was streaming on Twitch, which I do almost every day at twitch.tv/jollyoldfun, links in the description, and I started watching some TikTok chefs. In particular, it was Nick DiGiovanni, the mullet kid I keep forgetting the name of. What is it? Jovi Green. That dude can cook, and the guy that can't even get salt to stick on his food. Keep in mind, I'm making observations and poking fun at all these people. There's no ill intent, but regardless, all of them, like everyone, has such strange, homogenous content. I can't really describe it, but it's like all of them are eternally copying one another in order to gain more followers and more subscribers. It's like an Ouroboros loop of unoriginal TikTok chefs. The formula is really simple. Say what you're making, do your quirky, unique thing to transition, make the food, take a bite, say it's good, do an unfinished action to make a perfect loop. Follow these steps and you'll be the next TikTok chef. Now, not all TikTok chefs are victim to this plague of homogeneity, but most successful ones are, especially the ones who are moving platforms. Very similar to the Vine invasion a few years back, a lot of TikTok chefs are posting to YouTube. Well, posting their TikTok videos to YouTube with a few long ones sprinkled in every once in a while to maximize monetization. Now, I have no issue that they're blatantly posting to YouTube for followers with their vertical camera TikToks. What I can't help but notice though is their longer, more YouTube appropriate videos. I'm gonna exclude that Dude Can Cook's YouTube content from this now, because nowadays he really mellowed out and makes it a lot of fun to listen to videos, because God knows he acted like he had bipolar and was on a permanent manic streak. But for the rest of them, I can't say the same. On stream, I watched a bunch of these longer TikTok chef videos, and they try really hard to stick to what brought them success on TikTok without realizing that really fast cuts and extremely short sentences don't work with long YouTube videos. Let me show you this clip.
I personally don't like eggs. And I know that's kind of random, but I'm just not a fan. They don't really taste that good. They kind of taste like sulfur. You know the smell of rotten eggs? It just doesn't smell that good.
Notice how he cuts the audio every sentence. There's nothing wrong with that. Personally, I can barely piece together 2 words without almost shitting my pants, but he cuts the video too. Let me show you what that looks like with another clip.
Because after putting them into the oven to slowly dehydrate at a low temperature, they lose some of that translucency. So again, this is just my favorite part of that process. At this point, we'll put our yolks in the oven between 150 Fahrenheit and 175 Fahrenheit for about an hour and a half or so. If your oven doesn't go to that setting, you can always just leave it there in a closed, turned off oven for a lot longer than that. But I find that it's easier to just stick them in a warm place and let them dry out for a little bit. The main thing you don't want to do is cook them. And by that, I mean letting them dry out at too high of a temperature, because you'll start essentially bringing this back to an original egg yolk and cooking it in a way that we just don't want. If it starts bubbling or oozing too much, you've probably had the temperature come too high. Let's let these dry and we'll be right back.
I really like to imagine this dude just shaking that pan of eggs in front of his camera for 15 minutes straight. That thought really makes me happy. But regardless, my man really did just cut between 2 shots 10 times within about 20 seconds. Once again, that's not a bad thing on its own. I mean, you gotta keep the attention somehow. But yeah, no, the video's 30 minutes long and it keeps the same 1 sentence and cut cadence through the whole thing. It's like listening to mumble rap, but the BPM is quartered and they speak clearly and tell you what they're about to say. When one person does this style of editing, it's their personal version of what they want the video to look and feel like. That's perfectly fine. But I noticed a lot of TikTok chefs coming to YouTube doing the same exact thing. Let me play a clip from another guy.
Picked up 2 wild-caught rainbow trout from my grocery store. Now when you're buying seafood like this, it's important to understand where and how you're getting it. Fresh seafood and wild-caught meat always taste better. So when you're browsing through your local grocery store, always go for the freshest thing you see.
Like, do you see what I mean? It's the same throughout the whole entire video. And I just want to mention how this motherfucker tossed some raw fish in flour and said it smelled super good.
This already smells so good.
Like, my man literally had the entire fish, head and all, in there and said it smelled really good. I don't know about what fish he has right now, but from what I've smelled in fish, it does not smell tasty until it's cooked. Also, while I'm talking about this dude, I just want to mention his 1,000-yard stare that makes my butthole pucker a little bit, but that doesn't matter in the face of all the content being the same. Also, I just noticed while editing this video, but this dude and Nick DiGiovanni have almost the exact same like, subscribe, and turn the bells on animation. In the end though, all of the videos I see from TikTok chefs make me think that they're trying to pull off a Joshua Wiseman style instead of attempting to form their own niche in the community. I say that as an unoriginal slime sitting in his room making a commentary video, but I'd love more variety in the cooking genre rather than a bunch of people waiting for the Titans to be dethroned so they can take their place. But yeah, baby, if anyone who's falling into the pit of copycatting in the cooking community sees this, do yourself a favor and hit that brainstorm button and do a thing that nobody else has done. I may or may not have a secret cooking channel that I don't tell anyone about, so I know the struggle of coming up with a new idea, but I believe in you, bro, and I believe in you, Brodet. That's all I have to rant about in Crow's Crying Corner today, though. Also, I'm live right now on Twitch. You should click the link in the description and check it out.